I just had to let you know you're
Item number 1. In right triangle ABC, right angle at C, BC is equals to 6, the opposite one. AC is equals to 10, the adjacent one. And angle A. AB is equals to 11.66. Write all 6 trigonometric ratios of angle A. So, we will use the Grasa form. The given is A is equals to 6, the opposite, while B is equals to 10, the adjacent, and C is equals to 11.66, the hypotenuse. Required is 6 trigonometric ratios of angle A. So that's the required one. While the equation is so ka twa and their reciprocals. And now we will solve their solution. For scene A, opposite over hypotenuse, so it will be 6 over 11.66. For cos A is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse is equals to 10 over 11.66. For tan A equals to opposite over adjacent equals 6 over 10, and CSC A is equals to 11.66 over 6, and sec A equals 11.66 over 10, while cot A is equals to 10 over 6. So that's their solution. And their answer will be scene A equals to 0.51, cos A equals 0.86, tan A equals to 0.6, CSC A equals to 1.94, and sec A is equals to 1.166, and then cot A equals to 1.67. I got all the answers by dividing them by 11.66. So this is all of the answers. Item number 2. In a right triangle, tan theta is equals to 6 over 10. Find the hypotenuse. Then write all trigonometry ratios of theta. We will use the Crescent form again. So, given is tan theta equals to 6 over 10. Since tan theta is equals to opposite over adjacent, we can let opposite is equals to 6 and adjacent is equals to 10. So the required is the hypotenuse and all the trigonometry ratios of theta. So we will be using SOHCAHTOA in our equation, so we will be using a squared plus b squared is equals to c squared. Solutions. So the solution is, first find the hypotenuse. So we will use h squared is equals to, our two legs are 10 and 6. So 10 squared plus 6 squared. H squared is equals to 10 squared is 100 plus 6 squared is 36. So h is equals to square root of 136, and the square root of 136 is 11.66. And now we will calculate the ratio. So sin is equals to 0.51, cos is equals to 0.86, tan is equals to 0.6, CSC is equals to 1.94, sec is equals to 1.17, and cot is equals to 1.67. So these are the ratio. I got it from my calculator. I solved it there. Okay, so that's all for item number 2. For item number 3, the angle of elevation from a person to the top of a building is 35 degrees. The building is 70 meters tall. Find the horizontal distance from the person to the building. Tan 35 degrees is equals to 0.7. The given is the height 70 meters tall and the angle. Item number 3. The angle of elevation from a person to the top of a building is 35 degrees. The building is 70 meters tall. Find the horizontal distance from the person to the building. Tan 35 degrees is equals to 0.7. So the given is 70 meters tall and the angle is 35 degrees, or tan 35 degrees is equals to 0.7. Required is horizontal distance. Equation is tan theta equals to opposite over adjacent. So the solution is tan theta will be 0.7 equals to opposite is 17 over x. X is not yet found, so we're gonna do x is equals to 70 over 0.7. So the answer is 100 meters. The horizontal distance from the person to the building is 100 meters. Item number 4. From the top of a lighthouse 68 meters high, the angle of depression to a ship is 45 degrees. Find the distance between the ship and the base of the lighthouse. Tan 45 degrees is equals to 1. So the given is 68 meters high and the angle of depression 45 degrees. So tan 45 degrees is equals to 1. Required is distance between the ship and the base of the lighthouse. Equation will be tan theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. So solution is tan 45 degrees is equals to 68 over x. So tan 45 degrees will be 1 and copy the same 68 over x. Since the x is not yet found, x is equals to 68 because this will be 68 over 1. So if you divide 68 by 1, it will be 68. So final answer is 68 meters. For item 5, without a calculator, find the exact value of A. Sin 45 degrees times cos 45 degrees. B. Sin 30 degrees times tan 60 degrees. And C. Sin 30 degrees divided by cos 60 degrees. For letter A, we'll do the Grasa form. The given is sin 45 degrees and cos 45 degrees. The required is the exact value. Equation is from a 45, 90. So sin 45 is equals to square root of 2 over 2, and cos 45 is equals to square root of 2 over 2. The solution will be square root of 2 over 2 times square root of 2 over 2 is equals to square root of 4 over 4. And then it will become 2 over 4. So the exact value or the exact answer is 1/2 or 0.5. Oh. For letter B, the given is sin 30 degrees and tan 60 degrees. Required is exact value. Equation is from 30, 60, 90. So sin 30 is equals to 1/2 and tan 60 is equals opposite over adjacent or equals to square root of 3 over 1 is equals to square root of 3. So the solution will be 1/2 times square root of 3. It will become square root of 3 over 2. So the answer is square root of 3 over 2. For letter C, we'll use the Gressa form again. The given is sin 30 and cos 60 degrees. Required is exact value, and the equation is 30, 60, and 90. So sin 30 degrees is equals to 1/2 again, and cos 60 degrees equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. So it will become 1/2 also. Solution: 1/2 plus 1/2 is equals to 2, and 2 will become 1. So the answer is 1. That's the final answer. For item number 6, in a right triangle, one acute angle is 30 degrees and the hypotenuse is equals to 4 centimeters. Find both legs using exact trigonometry values without using calculator. So our given is one acute angle which is 30 degrees and the hypotenuse which is 4 centimeters. Required is length of both legs. Equation will be sin 30 degrees is equals to A over C, and cos 30 is equals to B over C. So the solution will be So the exact value of sin 30 degrees is 1/2. 1/2. And cos 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. So the solution will be for leg A. For leg A, 1/2 is equals to A over 4, the hypotenuse. So A is equals to 4. 4 times 1/2, and it will become 2. And then for leg B, square root of 3 over 2 is equal to B over 4, the hypotenuse. So B is equals to 4 times square root of 3 over 2 is equals to 2 square root of 3. So answer is the legs are 2 centimeter and 2 square root of 3 centimeter, or in decimal 3.46 centimeter. This is the final answer. For item 7, in triangle PQR, angle P is equals to 58 degrees, angle Q is equals to 34 degrees, and Q, is it Q or P? Basta. Q or P is equals to 18 centimeter. Find side P using the law of sins. So given is angle P is equals to 58 degrees, angle Q is equals to 34, and side Q is equals to 18 centimeter. The required is side P. So equation will be P over sin P is equals to Q over sin Q, like that. So solution is P is over sin 58 degrees over Q is 18 over sin 34 degrees. P is equals to 18 times sin 58 degrees over sin 34 degrees. We got that by cross multiplication. So this will be 18 times sin 58 degrees will be 18.848 over 0.559. So The answer is side P is equals to 27.31 centimeter. I solve it using calculator. So this is the final answer, guys. Item 8. In triangle PQR, angle P is equals to 50 degrees and P is equals to 7 centimeters, Q is equals to 6 centimeters. Find angle Q using the law of sines. Round to the nearest degree. Okay, so the given is 50 degrees, 7 centimeters, and 6 centimeters. Required is angle Q. Equation will be sin Q over Q is equals to sin P over P. So for the solution, sin Q over Q is 6 centimeter. P is equals to sin 50 degrees over 7 centimeters. We will cross multiply again, so sin Q is equals to 6 times sin 50 degrees over 7. And then sin Q is equals to 6 times sin 50 degrees is 6.0.766 over 7. And divide them, so it will be 6,566. Q is equals to arcsin 0.6566. So the answer is angle Q is equals to 0.4 degrees. So to the nearest degree is Q is equal to 41 degrees. So this is the final answer. I'm sorry for the wrong answer. I meant 41.04 degrees. So if you round it to the nearest degree, angle Q will be 41 degrees. This is the final answer. For item number 9, in triangle XYZ, X is equals to 9 centimeters, Z is equals to 16 centimeters, and angle Y is equals to 93 degrees. Find side Y using the law of cosines. Cos 93 degrees is equals to 0.05. So given is 9 centimeter x is equals to 9 centimeter, z is equals to 16 centimeter, and angle y is equals to 93 degrees. Required is side y. Equation is y squared is equals to x squared plus z squared is equals minus 2x z times cos y. So the solution is y squared is equals to 9 squared plus 16 squared minus 2 times 9 times 16 times negative, I'm sorry, that's negative 0.05. I got confused, I'm sorry. So y squared is equals to 81 plus 256 minus 288 times negative 0.05. Y squared is equals to 337 plus 14.4 is equals to 351.4. So y is equals to square root of 351.4. So the answer is side y is equals to 18.75 centimeters. That is the final answer. For the last item number 10, in triangle XYZ, x is equals to 14 centimeters, y is equals to 4 centimeters, and z is equals to 7 centimeters. Find angle z using the law of cosines. So, given is x is equals to 14, y is equals to 4, and z is equals to 7. Required is angle z, and equation will be cos z is equals to x squared plus y squared minus z squared over 2xy. So solution is cos z is equals to 14 squared plus 4 squared minus 7 squared over 2 times 14 times 4. So cos c is equals to 14 squared is 196 plus 4 squared is 16 minus 7 squared is 49 over 2 times 14 times 4 is equals to 122. So the answer is 163 over 102. Oh, I'm sorry again. Oh yeah. Because 163 over 112. But take note, Take note. Cousin cannot be greater than 1. Okay? Golden rule. Cousin cannot be greater than 1. That's all, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye. I hope you learned something from me.